What's up guys, it's Cody here, and today Apple has released a few more products. So if you guys didn't know, the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the iPhone 12 Mini both went on pre-order today. So I'm getting some of those and I'll be doing videos on those, so if you want to see those, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on those bell notifications. Also, I got the HomePod Minis. Those went on pre-order today as well, so I'm pretty excited to get my hands on those. Of course, I'll be doing videos on those. But one of the products that came out today that I was actually able to get my hands on are all the leather cases for the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And of course, I bought them all for your viewing pleasure. Now, these of course are the leather cases, but if you guys are more of a fan of the silicone cases, I actually already did a video of all those showing you all the different colors and the review of it, just basically showing you everything that's changed from the previous silicone cases. So if you guys want to see that, I'll put a link right here that you can just click on, and I'll also put a link in the description below. If you guys want to see these cases on an iPhone 12 Pro, I did that in the unboxing of my iPhone 12 Pro, so you can check that in the link in the description below as well. But today is all about the leather cases. So rather than talking about all that, let's get into these leather cases and let's see how they look. All right, let's go. So this year with the iPhone 12 Pro Max leather cases, we have 5 different colors as compared to the 8 colors that we had with the silicone cases. So there's black, product red, saddle brown, California poppy, and last but not least, Baltic blue. Now these are $59 a piece, meaning that they are $10 more than the silicone cases. The Apple branded cases have all gone up in price $10. So let's see if there's additional quality in comparison to the previous versions that justifies that price increase. So these are gonna open up just a little bit differently from the silicone cases. These should just slide out. So there's the Baltic blue. California poppy. Saddle brown. You gotta pull on these pretty hard too. Product red. And black. Here are all the cases unsheathed, so you can see the real color of them. And they're actually quite vibrant, especially that California poppy. Looks really good. So does the saddle brown. I'm really liking both of those. So for the overview, let's take a look at the California poppy. Now, I have to say, I've not been a fan of the leather case for quite some time, but these right out of the box, you can tell that they are a lot better than the last leather case that I purchased from Apple, which was quite a long time ago. I believe the iPhone 6 Plus is the one that I purchased, but these just kind of scream quality to me. I actually really like these cases. I've always been a fan of the silicone cases that Apple produces, and this year they've done a really great job. So let's see if they did the same with the leather case. So right off the bat, you have this nice suede interior. Of course, this is going to help cradle the phone. It's going to be really nice and not scratch your phone. If it gets any dirt inside through the ports or through the camera lens right up here, then it's going to trap that dirt and not move around and scratch your device. This is the same thing that you have on the silicone cases as well. This is not something new. Of course, you'll see that iPhone and designed by Apple in California, assembled in China. All that right there is embossed into the phone case. And of course, that thing staring at you right in the center of the case is the magnet for the MagSafe charger. Now there is a comment I should make, considering the MagSafe charger will leave a ring on the leather cases. Apple even says as such. Not only do they say that, they actually listed a picture showing the ring on the back of the case when you purchase one of these. So my guess is that it's going to look worse than this. It's probably not an accurate representation of what the case is going to look like after several months of use, but I plan on putting that to the test. So if you guys want to stay updated, be sure to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. So moving to the bottom of the case, you can see that we have 3 separate ports for your speaker, your mic, and your lightning cable connector. Now this is a little bit different than the silicone cases, which I'll do a comparison to the leather and the silicone cases towards the end of the video. But if we move our way around the case, you can see that we have these nice reinforced buttons, which I think is aluminum. And it's a little bit of a different color than the case itself. It's more of a gold tint. It really looks like the same color right there, but it is much darker. This is a more accurate look of what that button looks like in real life. So it's a lot darker and it looks more gold. So let's move around to the other side. You're also going to get the exact same type buttons on the volume rockers as well, and you have a little port right there for the mute switch. Now let's take a look at the interior of these buttons. So one of the things I don't like about the leather cases, and maybe this one's a little bit different because it has a little bit of a different design, is you have to push through the leather in order to depress the button. So this goes for the volume rockers as well, right up here. So this is a button on top of leather. This is not a cutout. It's more of just depressed. And you can see that there's a piece of plastic that's right here on the inside, but you're still pushing through leather. If you get a really close look, I'll see if I can get it on camera. You can see right around that plastic that is just still leather. So you're still pushing through that leather. So if we switch over to the volume rockers here, you have the exact same setup. It's just one long piece of plastic right here that you can push and depress. Now, while this isn't exactly what I would want, it is better than the leather case that I had previously, which was a long time ago. And just for a quick comparison, you can see the buttons right here barely even raised on that old case. And on the inside, which is kind of hard to see, this is the power button side. You can see it's just kind of a little bit cut out of the leather, so it's a little bit thinner leather right there. But there is no plastic for reinforcement and more contact for those buttons. So definitely an improvement there. So the next thing that you're going to notice is the large lip that you have around the camera lens right here. So the nice thing about that is when you put your camera face down, it's actually not going to touch the lens on the table. So this is also a much bigger lip than you would see on the iPhone 12 Pro silicone cases. So that's interesting that they changed that. And of course you have that nice Apple logo right in the center of the case. So it looks really nice to be right in the center rather than being up high that you would see in previous iterations of the iPhone case. In my opinion, it just looks a whole lot better. So to take a look against another silicone case, so you can see right here, there is not much of a lip at all. It actually is more concave, and you can see that right there as I run my finger across. You don't see much of a lip right there. And if we do that again with the iPhone 12 Pro Max, you can really see it right there. That's a better shot. Next are the buttons. So you can see that this is like aluminum or some type of metal, and this is silicone. And the interior for the keys or the buttons, like the volume rockers, you can see that that's silicone. You can press right through it, and it's very tactile. I really like how the buttons feel in the silicone case. So hopefully once I get the iPhone 12 Pro Max, I'm gonna have the same feeling when I'm pressing on these buttons, but we'll just have to wait and see. So just to take a look at a different case, this is the saddle brown, and you have that dark color right around the lens. So there's always accent colors, and this is just a darker, more like a bronze color for that button, the power button right there that you can see. And same thing for the volume rockers right here. Now I do like the look of the saddle brown. I think it looks really good. It's one of those classier looks. And of course, for all of these leather cases, you're gonna get like a patina the more you use these, and it's gonna get a lot more smooth and be a little bit slippier. Slippier? Is that a word? Slippery? It's gonna be a little bit more slippery. And so that's just something to keep in mind. And one of the things that I didn't really like about my previous leather case. And also it was because the buttons would wear down just from using them so much. So it was harder to press. But of course, like I said, they've reinforced those with that aluminum. Here is the Baltic Blue. Of course, the exact same setup that we have right here, the darker rim for around the case. Here is a good shot at the button, the power button, and the volume rockers right there. Now, one other thing to mention about the silicone versus the leather case is the bottom. So you can see you have the 3 open portholes for the leather case, and then you have individual portholes for the speaker and mic in the silicone cases. And here's a look at the black leather case. There are those black buttons for the volume rockers as well. Also another very nice looking case. And last but not least, we have product red. So if you're a fan of the red, you have that nice red button that you can see right there. It's a little bit darker than on camera, more like that color right there. And then if we switch it over to the volume rockers, you're gonna see the same thing. So overall, I think these cases are definitely a huge improvement from what I've previously used. And of course I would expect that, seeing that the price increased and it's been several years since I purchased a leather case. Now another fun fact that nobody cares about is these both have magnets in it. So if you drop this in, it's actually going to align itself just like that. So you could probably put, if you really wanted to, put an iPhone. Actually, let me do that. I'll put an iPhone 12 Pro inside of this case, see what it looks like. So first let's start with the case. Oh wow, it even recognized it through my other case because I have a blue case on this one. And oh, it's a perfect fit. I mean, what more could you ask for? So this is the silicone case that I have. Let's pop this out just to see if we can get what a look would be like. Now, of course, I'm going to try all of these cases on with the phone once I get it, which will be here next week. A lot of people whine and complain that I don't put the phone in the case. Well, I can't because it's not out yet and I don't have it. So not really gonna look quite like that because the camera lens is just gonna be so much bigger. But just for the look, I'll go ahead and put this camera lens inside of all the cases just so you guys can get an idea of what it would look like with a gold iPhone 12 Pro. And this, of course, is the California Poppy. This is the product red. The black. The Baltic Blue. And these are actually pretty strong magnets. I mean, oh, well, that's what I get for saying anything. It feels like it's stronger than it is, I guess. So again, the Baltic Blue. And the Saddle Brown, which looks very nice. So overall, I think the quality of these leather cases are going to be really good. The things you need to consider are: one, are you going to be using a MagSafe? And two, do you like the patina or that worn, scratched look that you're going to encounter after several months or even several weeks of use? So it's something to consider when you're spending $60 on a case. If you like the look of it being used, then it's probably not going to be an issue for you. And while you're probably going to get the same type of ring on a silicone case, it's probably going to be a little bit less noticeable. But I can appreciate that they fully closed off the bottom like in the silicone cases for the 12 Pro. I think that's a much better solution than doing just the rounded corners and then leaving the ports open like you would see on previous Apple cases. I also like that they did that hard plastic lip around the camera lens in order to keep dirt and grime from getting on the camera lens or in through those lens holes. So if you guys want to see the iPhone 12 Pro Max inside of all these cases, I will be getting that next week, and I will be putting it in there to show you guys what it looks like, and of course offer my opinions on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, as well as the iPhone 12 mini and the HomePod minis. So if you guys want to stay up to date with all the new Apple stuff that's coming out, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on those bell notifications, and I will see you guys in the next one.